And welcome back, and thanks for bearing with me. And I'm going to do some more skimming here. And if it's too boring, speed it up, skip it, whatever. It's cool. So now I'm going to go ahead and skim some of my characters here. I think I did this once already, but it's always good just to redo it because I don't know which one's which and which one I'm looking at and all this stuff. So okay, so Harold is the typical balding wizard, blue cloak, pointy hat. He won the suggested the king to turn the land tourist resort, and the king wasn't sorry. It's been thriving until Maximilian's came in. That's when all heck broke loose. He's literally he literally has only literally half his magic. Apparently, gave half his magic to the woman he's going to marry, and she in turn shared it with another, thereby stealing half of his magic. For instance, if you want to cast a spell for breakfast for 2 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, 2 pancakes, you get one of each. If you need a magic map, only half of it would show up at any given time. In any case, Harold needed to find someone who could help get Enchanted Lands back on its feet. At this time, of course, he would not dare cast any spell. Instead, he gave a young man a silver ticket, Quicksilver ticket, which the magical metal lamp runs on, disguised as a contest in a Benny Wonky candy bar. Once this young man is opened, the portal opened up unto him. The young man's name was John Thomas. Okay, so obviously here he needs some help, and so Harold halfway decides that he needs not to cast any spells, and I haven't decided whether he isn't going to do it or not. Um, I could think of some interesting, probably situations, puzzles, where as halfway you actually do your spells, but they only work half potency or halfway or whatever, and maybe that's what you need. But okay, so his goal was to get somebody in there to help him figure stuff out and to help him get get his kingdom back. John Thomas lives in our world, Oregon to be exact, and that's because I lived in Oregon for most of my adult life. Most of my teenage years and adult life, lived in Oregon. Not got many friends or girlfriend. His nose is always stuck in some fantasy novel. Just the sort of person that could help Enchanted Lands get back on his feet. He was pretty ordinary, just like yours truly. When he bought his favorite type of Benny Wonky candy bar, a portal opened and he stepped through. When he did, it appears as if he was off on some flying train. Well, a train at any rate. A fat, extremely short man jumped up, put a device on the wall, turned it on, went to a beautiful young lady's seat. She had the look of royalty. John thought she was the most beautiful woman he'd ever seen. That's when the short fat man sprinkled some very dust on her, thereby putting her to sleep, slung her over his shoulder, and jumped out. The train started spinning out, and John went out like a light. The young lady just happened to be Princess Karen from the realm of Verdance. Okay, Princess Karen is a real honest to goodness princess from the realm of Verdance. It's rumored that they have the power to imbue normal people with magical powers, but so far no one has been able to learn the secret. She's also a beautiful redhead, green eyes, and nice. Well, anyways, she wishes she would get such preferential treatment for being a princess. She was on her way to Princess Prep to give a speech on the beauty within when she gets some fairy dust sprinkled on her. And as she's blinking out, she sees our hero John stepping through a portal. Okay, Cat Roy, misunderstood vampire. That's right, misunderstood. They don't drink blood. In fact, they drink a wine made from a berry that looks a lot like blood, but is quite sweet. They do create immortals like themselves by a bite on the neck, but never against anyone's will. Only a wooden stake through the heart will kill a vampire. Garlic really has no effect. And they do turn into bats, so that reputation is well earned. Count Roy runs the only hotel still operating within the lands, called the Bats and Belfry Hotel, where the prices are so low they're scary. Poor Count Roy's angry mobs destroyed his family line, and now he has no one to share eternity with. His old friends, he's old friends with Harold, and Harold uses that. Okay, so I'm gonna still say halfway. Sorry, I'm not saying Harold. He's not gonna be Harold. Okay, he's old friends with Halfway, and Halfway uses that fact to get him to turn into a bat to spy on stuff. His hope is that he can find a woman to share his life with, immortality, and repopulate the vampire race. And that was going to be like each of these characters kind of have their own plot line, their own thing that they want to do, or they want to get out of it. And so basically Halfway's Halfway's goal is to uh, fix what needs fixing in Enchanted Lands and get it back, making money, you know, and get things back to normal. And of course, John is basically, he's kind of a loner, and he I don't remember if I gave him a motivation or anything. Maybe he wants a girlfriend, maybe that's it, or he wants friends, or maybe he never fits in our world, or he never feels like he fits in, and so when he comes here, um, it's great because he fits in, right? And then Karen, she I don't remember her having a deal either. I mean, she's gonna try to escape and all that stuff after she's captured, but I can't remember if I gave her a specific like thing she wanted. Count Roy just wants to repopulate the vampire race, since he's almost literally the last one of his kind. Okay, and so now we're on to Roland the oversized dwarf. How can a dwarf be oversized, you ask? Because his daddy was a giant. His dad left when he was young, being so large the dwarves kicked him out of their minds. All his life he's been on a quest to find his daddy and why he left, and he also he longs to be welcomed as a dwarf. Who knows? Maybe the opportunity will show itself. And my thought for Roland was that he's like a little kid. In fact, he is a little kid. He's just big for his age, right? He's as tall or taller than an adult male, right? Um, anyways, now we have Sir William the Unicorn. He used to be a great knight, but his hard-heartedness got the best of him. The old woman who he turned out on a cold and rainy night, cursed him to be a unicorn. A unicorn that's been hunted by the infamous Black Knight who likes to eat unicorn steaks. Sir William's only hope is to find the woman that transformed him and find a way to get himself changed back. But this is hard, as he can't speak. One day Princess Karen spots him and somehow is able to indicate that he was enchanted, so Harold is put on the job. Only it works halfway, which means Sir William can only talk, but at least he can talk now. And I wasn't sure. I don't remember if part of the game was that you tried to communicate. Maybe that's actually part of the game, whereas as Sir William, you have to communicate, right? In any case, eventually you'll be able to talk, right? Kurt Wolf, aka the Cowardly Werewolf. One day Kurt was walking in the woods when suddenly out of nowhere a wolf jumps out and bites him. Being nervous and slightly neurotic, when he turned into a werewolf, something entirely different happened to him than it happens to others. He became exceedingly scared, so cowardly he can't hurt anything or anyone. This may be more of a blessing than a curse, however, as Red Riding Hood seduces wolves for Max's army, being that he's afraid of everything he manages to get by her wicked, watchful eye. Who knows, maybe he could convince some of the werewolves not to work for the bad guy. And I wasn't really sure about his whole deal, is that he's cowardly and scared, but he ends up doing some brave stuff for our guys, for our side. Not for the bad guys. Been rumored that a guy was banished, was returning to resume his terrible experiments. None other than Maximilian Spell, the notorious black wizard who was trying to be tourists with magical abilities so he could raise an army to conquer all the realms connected to Enchanted Lands. He came back under the guise of Maximilian's and inserted a puppet king to do his bidding. Now he closed down all the schools and trapped some of the tourists, some princesses, would-be fairy godmothers, knights in training. Then, when the lands lost money, Maximilian came in and swooped down and bought out all the enchanted enterprises for a song. Now he runs the place with his second in command, the evil, mysterious, and wicked Violet Moonshadow. Violet Moonshadow. Oh, this Home Chef ad just keeps popping up, and it's like, okay, at least I can console myself that I'm earning some crypto somewhere, somehow. Anyways, Violet Moonshadow, very beautiful, long dark hair, nice fair skin. She's a sorceress who stole half of Harold's magic. Stole half of Halfway's magic. I could still say Henry's magic, whatever. Arranged for Princess Karen's kidnapping and turned Sir William into a unicorn. She's also editor-in-chief of the Enchanted Villain Monthly, which showcases a new dastardly evildoer each month. When Max wants something done, she makes it happen. Usually, though, she leaves the handiwork to Barty the Gnome, king of the greedy gnomes. And so, she's, I wouldn't say the brains of the outfit, because Max is kind of the leader, right? But she's his right-hand woman, basically. And, she has the smarts, but Barty's the muscle. Even though he's this short, squat gnome, he's hefty. Barty the gnome is simply greedy. He kidnapped Princess Karen, and his gnomes kidnap the dwarves and hold them hostage. Any manhandling is done by Barty. He works for Max simply because Max allows him to loot the realms when he's sitting on the throne and running the lands. Okay, the Black Knight. A mystery wrapped in a black suit of armor. He usually commands Max's armies. Not much is known of him other than his particular taste for unicorn meat, and he's pretty much killed the whole unicorn population, and is now told of the one other, Sir William, although he doesn't know it yet. Okay, now having another funny character that I thought of, Zanzibar the Great, is a great deceiver. He was a not so good magician in our world, and usually exposed all the magician's secrets, something forbidden by the comb. His final illusion was something that would threaten the whole existence of magicians. As they're threatening bodily harm, he manages to escape into a convention of wizards who just happen to be real wizards and step through the portal. Once he realizes he can make a fresh start, he pretends to be a wizard. Attempting to trick Max catches him in the act, and he likes it so much that he decides to use him for deceiving others. And then we have Crooktooth, who's a mean dragon. You'll see other dragons had to be enchanted to terrorize villages, but not Crooktooth. His mouth bothers him something fierce, and Max makes a deal with him to fix his teeth if he commands the other dragons and terrorizes villages and so forth. And finally, we got Red Riding Hood. You see, she's not really a nice girl like in the stories. Instead, she's a wicked, evil woman. Her and Granny had a scam going. She would seduce the werewolves, and Granny would be waiting to smash them, grab them, and bag them. Then they would strip the hides and sell them. They had a good thing going until Granny actually got eaten. With the money she made, she went on into hiding in the Gnome Kingdom. She used to be Max's girl until he got banished. When he got back, he employed her to build him a werewolf army. Unfortunately, Kurt is the last one, and he's too cowardly. Okay. So there you have the characters, and so again, it's probably too complex and too complicated for what I'm trying to do, but I'm still gonna try. I might end up leaving some of these characters by the wayside, but hopefully not. You know what I just realized? I just realized that I didn't have any B-roll footage there in the background. Not that it matters that much, but you know. Let's see, what do we got here? 13. Let me pull this open here, and then let me just bump this up here. Just pretending that we're just kind of going through this real fast and blah blah blah. Alright. I just did that for the heck of it. It's not necessary. Anyways, thank you for watching, and we'll scan some more posts and see if I can't figure something out, and then when I go back to actual writing the story, we'll see how that pans out. So thank you for watching.